the audit report finding we're looking at today has to do with service hole covers or maintenance covers on the path. Now here's a pair of them. I didn't even realise there were any on the path until I read the audit report and went, seriously? There's maintenance covers or manholes, whatever you want to call them, on the path? Ridden up and down it 30 times and I'd never seen any. Then I came out and had a closer look. I actually watched for them and went, oh yeah, there are actually some on the path. Now there's some here on the edge of the path, obviously. Very unlikely anyone's ever going to ride over them. Of course, you've got to remember it's a shared path. Pedestrians use it too. And so those things could be a trip hazard for pedestrians, you know, getting your toes caught in them, or a slip hazard, which I guess is more of an issue. And I think that's what they were concerned about. You know, a metal cover that doesn't have any kind of friction stuff on it, you know, putting like a rubberized coating or something on it to provide it a bit of grip. When it gets wet, potentially it's going to be slippery. But the thing is, they're not a smooth cover. They're not like those steel plates that get put down on the road when the road works. There's zero grip on them whatsoever. These things are, what's the word for it, crenellated, crumpled, whatever. So I guess, you know, water can run off them. There's another one. Textured's probably the word for it. And therefore they're going to provide some grip. Now I haven't done something silly like ridden out here in the rain and then jammed on the brakes to see what a braking test is like going across them to see whether they're slippery. Like, I've certainly never had any issues with them, and like I said, I didn't even notice that they were there until I read the audit report, because for cyclists they're generally not in the path that you travel at normal speed. They're just not in what we call it your desire line or something. The other thing to note is those covers are to be found on this path I'm going to get on here, this principal shared path going back to Perth. They're there in quite a few locations, and in fact in one spot it's like bang, 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 there's a whole stack of them down the middle of the path. Why is that? Well, obviously the services underneath. Gas, water, sewage, electricity, telecommunications, whatever. And it would cost an absolute bomb to shift them. You know, you just have to look at the Sydney Light Rail project, the absolute blowout costs they suffered there. And a lot of that was down to shifting services. So I can understand why you know, that wasn't done.
Anyway, the point of all these videos is to look into whether this claim from the Subiaco Post in October last year that this road safety audit slams the danger cycle path. Well, is this true or not? And there's 14 findings in the road safety audit, and I think we've just seen from this one that these manhole covers as a trip hazard, well, they don't even cover them in the article in the Subiaco Post. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's because footpaths everywhere are full of trip hazards, and well, what's another one? And of course, the other interesting thing is council reviewed the finding and said, well, they don't agree because all the manhole covers are flush with the road surface, or path surface, which is true. And they all have non-slip textured coatings or covers on them, or surfaces. So people aren't going to trip over them and cyclists aren't going to slip on them. So yeah, great of the auditors to pick up that there's a potential risk there, but they don't think there's an actual risk. And so they don't need to do anything. So how could that possibly make the shared path dangerous? Well, we've got 13 more findings to go. Let's see if we can find one that actually makes the shared path dangerous.